I finished the thigh highs last time, so next up we're going to be making the skirt. If you guys haven't checked out my other video, I made the pattern for the skirt, so please check that out if you haven't already. But I'm going to be starting with cutting out the fabric and all of that today, and then hopefully I'll serge it. Here is the fabric that I had custom made for this project. I actually have never gotten fabric on a roll like this, so I don't know what the technically correct way to fold it is. Oh. Guys, I could have like a little picnic on this. I'm gonna start off with cutting this chunk, which I'm gonna guess is about 2 or 3 yards. Let's say 2 yards. And then fold it over and use it like I got it from Joann's. Oh, it tears. I'm so proud of past me for remembering my patterns, just saying. Fabric is now cut, and I'm going to let my cats back in because I'm pretty sure they're pretty mad at me at this point. I keep ending up working in my pajamas because the only time I'm able to do this on like work night, it feels like, is 10 p.m. by the time I'm home from the gym and showered or whatever. I'm going to sew all these pieces together and show you the outcome. Oh wait, before I sew them together, I do have to mark them and then I'll sew them together. Okay, I've put together all these pieces. Of course the pleats aren't sewn in place yet. I heard my cat somewhere. Yep, he's on the floor. I would not want him destroying my fabric. And I French seamed everything. So that means that the seam is tucked away inside the fabric and encased because I'm not lining this. I realized I made a terrible mistake. It's such a bad mistake to make too, because it's like one of those things that you only do your first time sewing. But this is actually my first time sewing a pleated plaid skirt, okay? So don't be too mean to me. Klaus is calling me stupid right now. Okay, ready guys? Here's like kind of what I've had hanging. Ready? What's wrong with that? The plaid was not lined up. It does not match. Now this is even and the plaids match up. You'd never know it was 2 separate pieces. I have the silver sewn onto both edges. I made sure everything was all cut and even since it has hung previously. We can start working with it. I bought these tape makers. Hopefully they'll help me a bit. We'll see how they work out though. I think, so I'm gonna start off with watching some YouTube videos and then go from there. Gosh guys, this device is so freaking cool. So you literally just, I'm gonna put it on a tripod and show you. Okay, I'm going to show you why this is so cool. And then iron, and then you have bias tape. Okay, here's what it looks like. I am just going to fold it over now so I can have double fold bias tape. Okay, it's not quite as wide as I would have liked it to be, but it will work. It looks good. It still looks canon. And this back piece is a lot longer. So when you flip it, the back piece is sewn down, but you don't see the thread that much. And I got this for this part. It's this really metallic-y, silvery thread that is not showing very well, but you guys can see. So I'm going to use that for this. Okay, here is the completed first half. I'm going to make the second half after I have some dinner and then show you guys how it looks. Okay, the entire edge is now finished. I am actually really proud of this because look at how clean it is. You can't see any of the stitches. Meanwhile, the stitches are like tucked in there if you look closely. And this is what it looks like on the bottom too. So I think it looks pretty clean and I'm pretty proud of myself. Now I'm going to iron and pin some pleats. Okay, you see here how these are knife pleats? They're like boop, boop, boop. I don't know how to explain it, but knife pleats, right? I changed up the design because I looked at her character art and it is more like box pleats, which is, I don't know how to explain it besides these. I'm gonna iron it out and then it'll be a lot easier for you guys to understand. This is how the new pleats look. Well, I guess I need to space this out a little to show you. I think these look a lot better than the other ones for this particular design. Okay, so I did sew all the pleats down, but I did mess up in a couple spots or realized I wanted to take it in a couple spots. So I'm gonna go back and fix those spots. One of them is right on the front here. You can see where I fudged it. It looks so much better now, and tomorrow after my 3D printing class, I will be sewing on the waistband. Alright, so it has taken me quite some time, but I finally got the waistband on. So I had to redo it like 3 or 4 times to get it right. And it's a lot smaller than it once was, which sucks. I have to re-iron this. But it did do what it needed to. So the reason I had to redo it so many times, I don't know why it was happening. I fixed it. There was like weird wrinkling happening up here when I was sewing it on. I went back all those times to get it right because I don't want it to be sloppy. Oh, one more thing to note, guys, before sewing the zipper on, I'm actually going to be cutting this much off from here to there. So basically an entire side of silver off. There'll still be 3 silver pleats as I need, but otherwise it would not fit me in the waist. My waist measurements are much different than I thought. Okay, the zipper is on, but there is a problem. So the skirt, as you can see, fits as it's supposed to, except this is way too big on me. I have lost a lot of weight recently because I've been like working out and stuff, but I don't think that that's the cause. Yeah, how I want to do them. Now I'm just making the patterns for the little things to go over the waist. I just need to find my cardboard. There it is. Okay, here's the first one. So what I'm doing is I'm taking one of these pieces of fabric and I'm putting this heavy interfacing that's fusible, like heavy enough to be fusible, inside. And I then am folding it inside out, and it makes this kind of like thicker strand. And then these are going to be sewn on like that. I do have a little surprise with this that I just thought of that's going to be pretty cool. I did sew on the base of these though, and I'm going to switch over to hand sewing and then show you guys a little surprise. But first I think I'm going to do some cleanup, like cutting some loose threads and whatever, just so it's not in my way later. Okay, with some hand sewing, the skirt is now done. This is the shirt I'll be converting for this cosplay as well. I don't know, I'm a little bit emotionally attached, so I might not cut it up. I don't know, I gotta feel it out. But I'll show you guys the skirt with the thigh highs too. There are some things that I think are a little bit crooked on the skirt that I'm not so happy with, but there is that giant fluffy heart belt. It'll cover up those exact things, so that's why I'm not too worried about it. That'll cover up those exact things, so that's actually why I'm not that worried about it. But it is what it is. I'm still pretty happy with it. I will show you guys. I'll be starting on the blazer next video, so stay tuned on this. And please check out my other channels, like things, subscribe, check out my other social media. I post a lot. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this. I appreciate you very much, and have a nice day.